All right, what's going on, everybody? Happy Tuesday. I hope everybody learned something today and got a little bit better. So let's go over everything that happened. I closed out the Amazon debit spreads, and so those were um, February 14 was the expiration, $225 on the long call, $235 on the short call. I paid 405. I sold them for 662, which is a gain of 63%. And I'll show you where I sold these, like right here, and not exactly at 240, like right in here, like 239, 72, somewhere right around here. Just given how strong this day was, so first of all, my price target was like a little bit over 237, but that's already a very that was a very conservative price target that I had come up with, and just given the strength this morning, I was gonna let it do its thing, and then I figured right around 240, I'll get out of those. So that's what I did. That turned out to be a really good stress-free trade. Yes, yesterday was ridiculous, but anyways, that one turned out to be good, and so yeah, now with every trade, I think about things to learn from it, and with this one, there isn't really, I guess the thing to learn is just trading my plan, because eventually the probabilities do work in your favor. And this one worked. This was basically my plan. Was back in here, I identified this as, Amazon's looking good. And then I believe I started position over this trend line, or maybe it was on this day, one of the two. So, yeah, that was it. That was my plan. And traded my plan. Actually, I think I started it on this day, which is why I drew that trend line, because, yeah, I must have started it on this day, because then I drew this trend line, because the very next day it was pulling back, and I wanted to see if that was some sort of abnormal pullback or was all good. So I looked at this a little bit further and thought, oh yeah, that's all good. So that's what happened on it. It looks awesome, right? I treat options, much different than I do, an equity position. Because hey, this still looks totally fine, but hit my short-term price target and get out of them and move on. So that was a good trade. Now going over to other current positions, IBIT, man, super weak and really looks bad, honestly. No sell rules are broken, but this is really losing steam. And the saving grace here maybe is around this 100,000 price target, and yes, this is future, so it's going to be different price, but it's still above the 21-day moving average. Stochastic is down here, and RSI is right around 50. So it's not dead. No sell rules are broken. Just more of kind of a bummer. A few days ago, I thought this looked primed to break out. Today, I thought this looked good as well. Like in this area. But then, losing steam right around here, and, it's not that good of a sign. Well, it's not a good sign. But like I said, for me, those sell rules are not broken, and but it is what it is. IBIT, those are March 21st expiration, $55 strike price. 675 is what I paid for them. Those are currently 645, and I started these on this day, and maybe around 60 I probably should have got out. We'll see if that would have been the right thing to do. It's looking like it would have. Those were up very, very good. And now they're down slightly, So probably around 60 would have been the play there. So, all right, moving on. So silver looks pretty good. Silver, gold had a good day. Silver had an okay day right here. Looks okay. So these are SLV. Yeah, see, this looks all right, April 17 is expiration, $26 strike price, 260. Those are currently 234. So now let's look at gold. Gold had a good day today. Yeah, really good day today. Whoa, what the heck is going on? Whoa. What in the heck? Silver's not catching up. Whoa. Is this really the price right now? What? Huh. That's wild if it is. Wow. Very interesting. So, gold still looks really good. Silver looks fine. Gold miners looks fine. I'm getting the feeling that I'm going to have to get a little bit creative in this current environment. So I may be changing the game plan a little bit moving forward, and we'll talk about that if and when I decide to do that. And then Tesla, super weak until it rebounded. Yeah, in here is like super, super weak, all this, and then, rebounded and finished barely up, I guess. It's basically flat. So those are 411 is the average cost basis in those. 411, like some 74 cents. Tesla has earnings tomorrow. And, yeah, we'll see what happens. Gosh, there's so much going on. I got earnings, Microsoft, Tesla, FOMC. So, yeah, Tesla looks okay. Let's see. See, like, how Ford looks horrible. General Motors, horrible. Although it's right here at the 200-day moving average, but down 8.8%. Whoa. Ooh. So they had bad reaction on earnings. That's interesting. I wonder if that's kind of a precursor here for Tesla. All right. And that's it for current positions. So now let's go over everything. Markets. NASDAQ looks okay. Yeah, this has this gap to fill up here. I haven't heard anyone calling this an island top. But now that I look at it, it could be. So, but hey, back above the 50-day moving average. Really strong day today. I think it sold off at the close. Nothing of that. Doesn't matter. Yeah, I guess on the weekly chart, this looks okay. Man, lots of consolidation, like this is just Chop City. All right, and then Dow Jones, again, right here, right around, all-time highs, but, you can't, I would not start a position here. But still looks fine. Russell's looking good. And we'll see what happens. Russell looks okay. I mean, it's below the 50-day moving average, but it's okay. S&P had a pretty decent day today, and now let's go over Mag 7, and it looks okay. S&P. It didn't surprise me that today was a pretty strong up day. I figured NVIDIA would rebound today. Apple, great day, but still below this 50-day moving average. NVIDIA, huge. That's not surprising. It has this gap to fill. I thought yesterday was completely overblown. Apple, Google. Google's really struggling around this area. Like, somebody was all in here selling. I don't know who or why. And then Meta. What a strong day by Meta. And again, this is why, like, with Amazon and Meta, I figured the last couple days or so would be very strong for them because as markets were very weak, Amazon and Meta were very strong. So, you get a nice good up day on the index, and you figure stocks like Meta and Amazon would perform really well. And but I wouldn't start a position here. But yeah, I mean, shoot, it's all-time high. Microsoft. How did Microsoft do today? Wow, almost 3%. Yeah, I don't really have any opinion on right here, other than this area was the last time that it pulled back. But tomorrow's earnings for Microsoft, we'll see what happens this week. Could be very interesting and telling for what the future will hold. I have Google. We looked at Tesla. And so we basically looked at everything. NVIDIA. And let's see here. So now, okay, so that's Mag 7. Yeah, FOMC earnings. Got Tesla, Microsoft. And so let's go over some sectors here. So XLF, still looks good, but, you can't start a position. I wouldn't start a position here. XLF, XLP was down today, right? It's got this gap down here to fill. So this wasn't surprising at all, especially right at this $80 level. XLC, I think, had a pretty good day. Yeah, pretty good day, kind of right up here at resistance. Let's look at industrials. This looks okay, I mean, shoot, this could be a pretty good place to get in. I mean, you have a clear risk below the 50-day or below the 21 EMA right here. I'm going to wait on this one until the stochastic pulls back more. But yeah, that looks good. What's up with utilities? Uh, well, I don't know. Real estate. Yeah, until it gets over 42 meaningfully, this is nothing exciting. Um, AI, biotech. Yeah. Biotech, healthcare. No go. Okay, so then let's go to materials here and see. Yeah. So, we'll see what happens. So semis, there's this whole gap up here to fill, but wow, really interesting actually. So this filled the gap from back here, from all the way back in the summer. Wow, in July, filled the gap and then tanked, and Nvidia had its largest loser ever, which is wild. As the second or third or first, whatever, most valuable company in the world, to at that point at such a large market cap like that, to then have its worst day ever, 15% down or whatever, that is insane amount and just really strange. So let's see. Okay, let's go over to nuclear energy. Oh, cool. Nukes ETF. Yeah, I like this sort of. Yeah, when I looked at this today, it was probably like earlier in the morning. So yeah, I was way down. Like, oh man, but it rebounded pretty nicely actually. And yeah, there's a gap to fill all the way up right around to 50, 49, 50. So who knows? Maybe this can start turning back around because, yeah, there was serious buying that happened all through here. And, this got hit hard with, DeepSeek news. So that's everything. Let's look at corn. Let's see, have I missed this some more? Nah. We'll wait on that one. Let's look at copper. I haven't looked at copper for a while. Nothing going on. Is it transports? What is transports ETF? I don't know what the transport ETF is. Oh, is it IYT? Yeah, it is. And yeah, nothing to do here with this either, right? Does this look bad? No. But is there anything to do here? No. So, man, I think, what was it, Friday or Thursday or Wednesday maybe, when I got out of, most everything. It's just in a just a sit and wait period. I still believe that this is a sit and wait period. But yeah, we shall see. This is really interesting. So Steve Cohen comes out and says that what happened with DeepSeek is bullish for AI, and I agree. And then Trump's not immigration and tariff policy will slow growth if implemented. I would expect markets to top over the next couple of months if they haven't already. Now, that's pretty wild, right? I mean, Steve Cohen never really comes out and says much, but if you think he's being truthful in this statement, because lots of these guys, you got to understand that they say one thing publicly, but in private it's completely different. They have an agenda. And I mean, they have the power to move markets, right? So they've got, most of the time they have an agenda. So, and I don't know the guy, so I would, I would have no clue if he's being honest or not. I'm just always very skeptical of, when like Jamie Dimon, what he says publicly, or Steve Cohen, what he says publicly. Because they have a history of saying something publicly that's totally different than what they say in private. But this is pretty wild, though, because, again, like when Steve Cohen, if he talks, he's, you got to listen to what Steve Cohen says, right? So that's pretty wild if he actually believes this, right? I mean, we'll see if puts his money where his mouth is, right? So then that's how he's being honest with that statement. So we'll wait and see about that. But let's see. Wow, Shopify up huge. Holy cow. See, this is such a strange market, and it has been. I would say it's been a really strange bull market. It's probably the weirdest bull market that I've experienced, where it was like just NVIDIA. Like it was like literally just NVIDIA for an entire year. And then markets really start broadening out the last few months, and then everything tanks. You know what I mean? It's like, it's so strange. It's such a strange market. And then yesterday with what happened with NVIDIA, the largest drop ever, and then also brings down like the entire nuclear stocks as well with it. And but then like Amazon and Meta are up, financials were ripping, really strange. So that's why I'm kind of thinking, I might have to get a little bit creative here. And I'll explain it if and when I do. So yeah, other than that, not much to go over. I won't be doing a video tomorrow, but Thursday and Friday. Thursday I will. Tomorrow I will not. I won't be able to. But we'll see you guys on Thursday.